Sportsbit is powered by BetOnline, driving the opening odds market since 2001. Visit sportsbookreview.com to learn more about BetOnline and its A+ rated platform in the link below.
Boom! Welcome to Sportsbit Betting Insight today, Thursday, November 30th, last day of the month. Let's get right into it. Loaded show for today. We're going to go through 4 college football major conference championships and big game breakdown. But as we do on every show, we're going to start with bad beats, bad bets, and bad for the books from last night. Bunch of bad beats to talk about. Let's start. One that I had in my pocket that worked out just fine. Northern Iowa took a ton of money, +1 up to -1.5. So switch of favorites in that ball game against UNLV. Total closed 139.5. Well, only 122 in regulation. Was a defensive game throughout. Northern Iowa makes a run at the end and gets the win and cover in overtime. Total goes over in OT. Yeah, tough beat for Rebels backers. Brutal beat for underbackers. That was a right side winner that ended up flying over in overtime. Not the only over that ended up being a bad beat last night. The Warriors-Lakers. You know, that over got steamed up. 225 up to 228.5. It fell 250 after overtime. It was only 218 at the end of regulation. Right side winner for underbettors. Oops, wrong side loser because the game goes into OT. That's a bad beat. And I don't even know what to call the Sixers-Wizards. Bad bet and bad beat, or good bet, bad beat. Philly bet up from -5 to -7 in the game. They ended up winning by 5. They're up 21 in the fourth quarter. And the Wizards rallied to cut it 3 twice before it fell 5. Now the total bet down from 213 to 211.5. What happened in the fourth quarter of that game? I haven't seen anyone do this yet, but Washington did it last night. They used a hack a Ben Simmons strategy. Simmons at 55% free throw shooting for the season. He took 24 free throws in the fourth quarter alone. That's the most in NBA history. So it was a solid underpace throughout. 149 points going in the fourth quarter. And a game totaled at 211.5. Well, 82 points in the fourth, 48 from the Wizards because of all those extra possessions created. Bad beat, bad bet. It was brutal if you had Philly or the under in that contest. Couple of bad bets to talk about. Certainly one from the NBA. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Davis. We call this a bad beat, too, because the Pelicans were right in that game. They were -1 in the 17.5 minutes that Anthony Davis played in that contest, right there in line to cover against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But after he got ejected for the first time in his career, New Orleans -17 after he left. Pelicans bet up from 4.5 to 6.5 versus the T-Wolves. They lost that game by 18. That was a bad bet. And, of course, college hoops. You know, you got Ohio State. They were bet up to 5. They were open -2.5, bet up to 5 against Clemson. They lost by 14. They led by 7 at the half and got completely taken apart in that ball game by Clemson's defense after the break. 49-28 run out the Clemson Tigers to knock off Ohio State. Bad bet for those who laid it with the Buckeyes. And, of course, we got to talk about the Indiana-Duke game. You know, the Hoosiers bet from +11 down to +8.5. Lands right in the middle. They win. Duke wins by 10 over Indiana. The early Hoosiers bettors won. Those that missed the best of the numbers either pushed or lost. Of course, when you look at this graphic right here, you can understand why. The Duke's been really good down the stretch, man. Last 10 minutes of their last 3 games. Dominate Texas, dominate Florida, pretty much dominate Indiana. 72-35 run out. Those are impressive numbers. Couple of bad for the books from last night. The Knicks took money, and it was bizarre. Knicks +1 to -1.5 against the Heat. They won the game by 29. They got nothing from Porzingis. You know, 4 points and 0 rebounds. He got hurt. We're going to call this, oh, that's a bad beat for all that Knicks money. And they rolled anyway. Didn't matter. A couple in college hoops. New Mexico, -3 up to -7 against Evansville. They won that game by 19. That a bad result for the house. The Miami-Minnesota over. Bet from 143 to 152. Canes and the Gophers, ton of scramble points in this one. 19 points scored in the final 2 minutes, although by then, the early overbettors had already won. Worth noting, and I wanted to just mention it real briefly here, Pistons futures. We keep talking in the East. All right, someone's going to beat Cleveland. Someone's going to beat Cleveland. Obviously, Boston, the likely candidate. Well, Detroit just went into Boston and slapped them around. And in a letdown spot against Phoenix last night, another dominating performance. The quotes coming out of Stan Van Gundy about Andre Drummond. The way he's playing right now, he's saying playing the best ball of his career. Pistons might be worth a look. Those of you looking for a future wager, at least to come out of the East when it comes to this time of the year. Detroit not being priced as one of the premier Eastern Conference contenders, at least not just yet. All right, when we come back, you know what it is. Big game breakdown. What do we got? Georgia, Auburn? Let's start with that right here on Sportsbit. Betting Insight today from SBRpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.